time for stocks on the editor's radar. Let's get straight to it then and discuss two banking names then. And first up, we've got Bank of Baroda. That PSU is in the spotlight. It came out with its operational updates, and going by the kind of numbers of and that it's given out, it has been fairly encouraging.
More than the operational numbers, Avan, I guess Bank of Baroda is now clearly all set to occupy the second spot in terms of the PSU banking space. It's about SBI. It always gets lion amount of market attention, lion amount of mind share. But the minute you talk about the second largest player in the second largest bank in the PSU banking space, it used to be PNB, but now I guess both in terms of universal acceptance by shareholders and also in terms of growth, Bank of Baroda is right up there. Relative valuations are cheap, growth is relatively superior. So which means that for Bank of Baroda now to really edge higher and outperform the entire PSU banking space based on pure growth and the underlying valuation and asset quality, I guess is a very easy call to make. So Bank of Baroda has been an outperforming stock for last 1 year, and I would imagine that closer to 160, 170, there is merit in revisiting the stock again.
All right, merit in revisiting it, and you have that view being endorsed by Citi as well. They've got a buy recommendation on Bank of Baroda. Let's move right on then and discuss the other private sector bank, and that's Kotak Bank. And that's interesting because it's in the spotlight today. The FI holding declining now to 41.2%. The foreign headroom as well could move to about 25%. What exactly does this imply given the year-to-date performance for Kotak Bank?
Look, Kotak has been a lazy stock in terms of market outperformance, but this is one stock which global financial institutional investors, they love to own, and they've been owning Kotak Mahindra Bank and HDFC Bank for years now. Historically, we've seen that every time when the threshold limit has changed or the FI threshold limit has changed, when there's a window where FIs can invest again, those windows normally are gobbled up by global investors who've always been wanting to buy stocks like HDFC Bank and Kotak Mahindra Bank. I guess what this means is that because of the headroom window opening and the changes, fresh inflow of about $50 to $75 million into Kotak Mahindra Bank by global investors in the next few days cannot be ruled out. How much of that will have an impact in terms of the stock price? Difficult to gauge, but in terms of in proposition, $50 to $70 million easily could come back into Kotak Mahindra Bank by foreign investors. So foreigners investing does not mean domestic will not sell.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a buyer and there's a seller.
Right.
So it's not that, someone's going to take the stock and there would be no seller. But yeah, technically speaking, the news is that there's logic to assume that $50 to $70 million could come back into Kotak Mahindra Bank.
Okay, that's the kind of inflow expected into Kotak Bank.